Yeah, Asian Cup is probably my one of my best memories in my soccer career, football career today. We were in a group with Thailand, China, and Jordan. So Jordan was the host country, and we played Jordan the first game of the tournament. So they had opening ceremony, fireworks, dances, this huge show before we played the first ever game of the Asian Cup, and we actually beat them, I think, 2-1, and we had like 20,000 people watching us because they were the host nation, and they were playing at home. And I just remember the stadium being so quiet when that final whistle blew and we won 2-1.
Welcome back here on Sandy Bay Media for another episode. I'm joined by Stacey Cavill, who's Curtin University's goalkeeper and also the Philippines international goalkeeper. And we're going to have a chat about her career. Welcome, Stacey.
Hi, thank you for having me today, Ro.
Fantastic to have you on. Well, look, really, really excited about this episode. And so let's get started about yourself and also your time with the national team with the Philippines.
Yeah, I had so after I came back from America, I played Premier League football in West Australia for Beckenham Angels for 2 years. During my first year, I honestly thought I dislocated my finger during a game. I just hit the ball off just weirdly, and then I got my keeper coach at the time, Tracy Wheeler, who's one of my good friends, and we're still in correspondence now, to put the finger back into place. And when she put it back into place, she broke it in 3 places. So I had a 3-month injury from that. So I had to kind of have a break from soccer, which was good. Got fit, did some extra stuff, and then as soon as I got back, I hold on, let me think. I was on just social media, looking at Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, just scrolling through one of the days, and realized there was an article for the Philippine national team and how they're preparing for the Asian Cup in 2018. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, my mom's Filipino. I could be eligible for this. Like, maybe I should just send them a message. So I sent them a message on Facebook, and the social media manager, Mia, we're really good friends now. She's like, oh, is your mom Filipino? Where did you play? Like, did you go to America? Like, what's your background? So I told them all that, showed them my videos, and then it got sent on to some scouts for the national team. And they're like, oh, you're not bad. You're a 6-foot goalkeeper, which is not heard of as a Filipino. Like, most Filipinos are small, right? So being 6 foot, they're like, wow, where did that come from? And then so they were like, can you get a passport? Can you go to Canberra and get it sorted? So a week later, got all my paperwork sorted, flew to Canberra to get my Filipino passport and birth certificate, got that sorted. And then a few days later, I flew to California for my first ever training camp with the national team. And yeah, it was pretty good. I think so.
Pretty good. It must have been something else.
Yeah, especially that first training camp, like held in California with 60 other girls in sort of the same boat as me.
Yep.
Was interesting because we all stay in the same hotel. We're all there for 12 days, 12 days, I think. We played semi-pro teams in California, and we just bonded straight away because there's nothing else besides training and hanging out in the hotel. So that happened, and then came back to Australia, just played locally until I got a call up saying, hey, you've made it to the Asian Cup squad. We would like you to come back to the Philippines and start training camp with the rest of the team. So packed my bags and went to the training camp in the Philippines. Didn't know if I'd make the final cup, but went there, tried my best. And then we went to Japan to do some like an official training camp. Played some professional Japanese teams, got a few games myself, which was really good. And then got told that yes, you're in the final cut of the 3 goalkeepers going to the Asian Cup in Jordan, and this is your squad number. They're going to get you all sorted to your uniforms and stuff. And I was just over the moon. I honestly thought when I went to the first training camp, it was just going to be an experience that I'm just getting a free trip to California and I'm just going to experience, playing at the highest level, but I don't think I'd ever make it. And then to get that call saying, yeah, you're coming to the Asian Cup and, we really invest in you to even play for the national team. I was like, yeah, it was just amazing. Just incredible for what it is.
That definitely is. Well, let's have a look at that Asian Cup a little bit more. And how do you think you went? And what was that like?
Yeah, Asian Cup is probably one of my best memories in my football career today. We were in a group with Thailand, China, and Jordan. So Jordan was the host country, and we played Jordan the first game of the tournament. So they had opening ceremony, fireworks, dances, this huge show before we played the first ever game of the Asian Cup. And we actually beat them, I think, 2-1. And we had like 20,000 people watching us because they were the host nation and they were playing at home. And I just remember the stadium being so quiet when that final whistle blew and we won 2-1.
Yep.
And we weren't even expected to win anything. Like, we were the underdogs by a lot. Like, it was a miracle that we were even going to make the tournament. And yeah, so we had a chance to even make it to the World Cup with that win. We just needed a win from either Thailand or China.
Mm-hmm.
We lost to China 3-0. And, they are a powerhouse in the women's game anyway.
Oh, yes.
But it was just amazing. Like, I think the last time we played them in history, we lost 30-0, like 20 years ago or something. So Philippine football has got better, and it is closing the gap on the rest of the Asian powerhouse teams. And then, so it came down to playing Thailand, which is our biggest enemy. Like, we have the biggest rivalry between Thailand and Philippines. It's like the biggest thing. And there's been so many games in the past where they've just beat us over, like, a free kick or a last second goal or something. So it was a big game. I think we lost that one, but we still had a second chance to make it to the World Cup. And we had to play South Korea. And South Korea, again, is a huge team in Asia, and they always do well. But I think we just missed out by one goal. I think we lost 2 or 3-0 against South Korea. But when you look at the table, I think if we drew or won one more game, we would have made it to the World Cup, which is unthinkable, especially for the Philippines. So that was good. And then, the sightseeing things were really good in Jordan. We got to see Petra, which not many people get to see, and we went to the Dead Sea. We hung out with the other countries in our hotel. Like, we had China. We had our groups. We had China, Jordan, and Thailand eating with us breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And, like, you see them around the hotel. You just hang out with them, talk about different, like, your journey and their journey, and just making friends as you go. I got drug tested for the first time during a game. I thought that was really interesting. I didn't realize how serious drug testing was until I got picked to do it. But I was like, it's kind of suspicious, a 6-foot Filipino. There must be something going on there. So that's probably why they want to drug test me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Stacey.
so I made friends during the drug testing too. Like, there was 2 Chinese players as well, so we just hung out with them for a few hours while we were doing our drug tests. And then, that was an experience in itself. And it was just a really cool tournament. I think I've got sisters for life now from that tournament, for my national team. Like, I still talk to a few of them on a weekly basis. So football does bring people together for sure.
Oh, it definitely does. And it sounds like you've been on a very wild but exciting journey in so far.
Yeah, it's definitely different to most. So.
Well, obviously, like, as I mentioned, you've been on an amazing journey. What do you sort of want to go in football?
Yeah, so from that tournament, I went to a few more tournaments with the national team, picked up some more caps and stuff like that. And I think COVID really stopped me in my tracks with my international career. I was looking into trialing for Tottenham Hotspur in the English League before COVID, which is really interesting. Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to, even though my team is Arsenal. I was like, you know what? No matter what, it's a opportunity, and I was really interested to have a go at that. And then I've had a few people offer me to to be part of their team for their Champions League games. You know, they pay you per game, or if they make it into the Champions League for the women's side. And I was a part of the Perth Glory squad for a few years as an injury replacement player, which was really cool. I got to hang out with some really class players like Sam Kerr, Katie Norton, Nikki Stanton, Rachel Hill, all those amazing players that we know now, and got on the squad list too with some injuries. So Morgan Aquino got injured a few times. Eliza got injured a few times, so got to travel a few times with the squad, be on the bench, have that experience. That was really good. And then having that goalkeeper coaching from Jason Pekovic and Dylan. Dylan's the keeper coach now. Is just beneficial for me as a goalkeeper still. So still learning. I don't know where I'll be now with my goalkeeping career and my football career. I've just started teaching full time, and I'm loving that so much. It's my other passion. I love kids, and I love molding their brains and making them be better humans, you know, in the future, and better adults. So at the moment with COVID and starting a new job, that's kind of my priority, is to be good at my teaching job. And when COVID's not a thing, I'll look into hopefully seeing if I can travel a little bit with soccer. But yeah, at the moment I'm just on a chill ride, just seeing how it rolls out. And that's all you can really hope for, especially with what's going on in the world at the moment.
Before we wrap up, what one advice would you have for younger players that are sort of looking at the path you've taken?
Yeah, just from my career, like I've been blessed with sponsorships and playing at a high level and playing with awesome players. Just be a sponge. Just, you know, take criticism, you know, work on it, learn from anyone. Like don't think that someone's advice isn't worth it. Just take it on board. Like you won't have to use it, but take it on board, and just accept that you can always get better. And like just have fun with it, because if you don't have fun, there's no point doing it.
Exactly, well put there. Well, look, thank you once again for joining us. All the best with your career, and hopefully you'll be able to travel very, very soon.
Thanks, Joe. Before we finish up, I just would like to say thank you to my current sponsors and hopefully my upcoming sponsors. So Mizuno Sports Australia, thank you again for supporting me over the last few years. And hopefully my new sponsor, Ant One Goalkeeping, thank you again for sponsoring me over this year.